So a couple of weeks ago, I made a video reacting to Hollow Knight's brand new any percent world record that hadn't been broken in over a year. And around the same time as I was making that video, Hollow Knight's true ending also got its world record broken for the first time in 10 months. But because I was a little bit late, I didn't actually end up making a video on it. And that's just unfortunately where I had to leave that category until the same guy beat his world record again just a few days later while I was on holiday in America. So I apologize that I'm a little bit late to this again, but I am just itching to take a look at this run. I'll try to explain as many of the strategies as I can while we watch, as I may have seen them elsewhere while making shorts or running any percent or something like that. But to the 14 of you that were unhappy with me last time, I am not a professional speedrunner, and there will be some strategies that I don't fully understand. So if you want to know every single thing about the run, or you just want to support this talented player, I highly recommend heading over to the runner's Twitch. Stratsus seems like a very nice guy, and he definitely deserves more attention. Anyway, enough yapping, let's get into it. Okay, and we are in. Now, a lot of these strategies during the beginning of the run are very similar to a regular any percent route, such as this little skip coming up here, just like that, which skips a tiny run along the left side of the screen. But even the run's whole architecture is very similar at the start. As you can see, they start off getting Fury of the Fallen, just like any percent. This runner decides to do a strategy called Eye Boulder, which I'll explain in a minute, and you know, everything else is the same. They get Green Path, they get Dash, they get Mantis Claw, and this is a strategy I didn't understand in the first video. So by exiting King's Pass like so, and passing an invisible save point, and then returning back, it sets the runner's last known location to right outside those doors, which will be important in just a second. Now, we run along to get the Fury of the Fallen charm, which is important for increasing damage, and now, watch this. They quit out of the game, enter back in, and without sitting on a bench or anything like that, they are outside of King's Pass, simply because they left earlier, setting their location to that point, which saves a little bit of time from, you know, just walking back up there. Now that's interesting. The first difference I've spotted is that they went for that Geo down here, right here, which is interesting. They don't do that in any percent. It's likely because there's a lot more items you'll need to buy in True Ending and stuff you'll need to do, like places to unlock. True Ending is about double the length of any percent, so I imagine, as I say, there's more things to buy. Okay, and here we go with Eye Boulder. Now they took damage before on purpose, such as walking into the room. As they went along to the boulder, they took damage to this guy to purposely go to 1 health. Now, if you've seen my initial video, you'll know exactly why they did this. It's so that once they approach this boulder, they can die as quick as possible, which therefore leaves their shade behind. Not only can they equip Fury of the Fallen as they're on the bench, saving a little bit of time from doing it at another point, they can get back to the boulder, where the shade is now waiting for them, allowing them to pass this point on the bridge to make the boulder go inside his shell, looking back at the shade to aggro it and open this guy back up again, and then doing it once more so that once the shade hits our runner, they get sent into the boulder, where they can get 2 free hits on it. And they repeat this over and over again. Now this is a great time save because instead of having to go all the way to False Knight and the Shaman Maze to get yourself the Vengeful Spirit, you can instead just complete this strategy and suddenly you've shaved off like 2 minutes from the start of your run already. Especially in any percent, I know it's quite a big debate whether Eye Boulder is worth it or not, because you know, having Vengeful Spirit obviously means you do a lot more damage, so it's debatable whether it's worth it, but I'm guessing it must just be way more worth it in True Ending if the top runner is going for it. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm sorry to interrupt, but only 2% of you guys are actually subscribed. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give me a subscription. I know it sounds annoying, but it really helps out a ton, and I would appreciate it. Thank you. Now, I'll try not to cover the strategies that are in any percent too much, but just little stuff like this is really nice. Instead of having to run all the way along the bottom here, the Knight can bait this Mosquito up so that they can pogo on it, which skips a long section along the bottom, and this is going to be a very quick kill onto this mini-boss. It's crazy. An enemy with a shield barely even gets to use their shield. And are they going to save Zoe? No, okay. Saving Zoe is a really good way to get a hold of lots of Geo, because killing the Vengeful King drops about, I think 100, 150, something like that. So it's interesting that they don't get it. It must be quite slow killing the Vengeful King without Vengeful Spirit, but this is a boss you cannot skip. Now they did actually miss 2 nail hits, and while that sounds like it doesn't matter too much, this runner is basically competing against themselves. The difference between their last world record and the one before that was literally 1 second. And this is an hour-long speedrun, so you can tell how optimized this run is just by simply that fact. And this is another, sorry, I'll stop pausing, but this is another cool strategy. This is also done in any percent, so I'll be quick. Oh. So if you didn't catch that, this arena filled with bugs that take 3 nail hits to kill can be completed in literally 1 hit if you jump at this stalagmite. Is that what it's called? I don't know. If you jump at this dripstone thing and slash to the right, which hits it diagonally down and hits 2 of them at the same time. It's a very satisfying strategy, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't managed to do it yet. It can't be that tricky, but no, in regular any percent I haven't managed to complete that. Interesting, so this is a different route. Any percent speedrunners would have gone to the right in this case, but this runner has entered an optional arena to pick up a charm notch. Interesting. Any percent speedruns don't even bother at all with charm notches. I wonder what they have to equip. I guess King's Idol costs 5, I believe, which might be the reason, but I don't know. We will find out. Oh, this is another cool skip. I won't pause it because I've been over this a lot. But pogoing on the enemy's explosion to get up will never not be cool for me. To stop this video being from an hour long, I'll stop covering the unimportant any percent stuff. If you want a further analysis on it, I have my video from, like, what, 3 weeks ago? So, yeah. Where are they going now? I believe they're going to the Blue Lake. Nebula has 10,000 hours in Hollow Knight. Is that true? That was a very quick kill. Oh, so this is something, hang on. This is something I learned from my original video. I asked you guys for help and you came up with help, so thank you. This is something called wall cling storage. By dashing towards a moving wall and doing a couple of other inputs, the game is tricked into thinking that you're still on that wall. So it kind of like sends you forward while still in the wall clinging animation, if that makes sense. Which allows you to go a little bit quicker until you like touch the ground. It works on any moving walls, like an elevator, a door coming up, anything like that. So watch. They dash into it as it comes up, meaning that they get this weird state, giving them a little bit of a boost forward. And they do buy the Shaman Stone, which is very interesting because they don't have Vengeful Spirit. And they overcharm. If you don't know, overcharming is where you go past your charm limit, so you can put another one on, but it also makes you take double damage. But I guess it doesn't matter because they're using Fury of the Fallen anyway. Oh, that's probably why they got the other charm notch, so that they could put Shaman Stone on, as well as Fury of the Fallen. Ah, okay. That makes sense, that makes sense. Little shade skip right there. There you go. And there's the wall cling storage again. Very important in Blue Lake as it absolutely sends you flying across. Seeing as Blue Lake is normally quite a slow section to just jump and dash through. So yeah, very important trick to do there. And there we go, we have gotten the Dream Nail. The Dream Nail is even more important for the true ending because as you need to collect a lot of Dream Essence in order to reach the Radiance in the final boss fight of the game, or of the true ending, I guess. And for those of you who forgot, the amount of essence you have to get is 1,800. 1,800 essence in one run. And weirdly, we're going left in King's Pass. Going up all the way to the left side of King's Pass. Dude, they're going far, man. Ah, to fight Glob. Now, obviously, collecting 1,800 essence would take a long time if you were just taking it from Dream Trees. So taking on these Dream bosses obviously saves a lot of time. But it's incredibly scary, seeing as they are very far from a save point, and they are on 1 HP the entire fight. But, you know, they're the best in the world for a reason. 100. Yeah, so instead of having to run around and get 100 separate orbs, they just defeated one boss in about 20 seconds. And they get themselves the King's Idol. Ah. So they take on another Dream boss. This is Zero, I believe. As I say, these bosses aren't very difficult in themselves, but at the point in the game you'd be fighting them, you'd probably have spells, an upgraded nail, or certainly more than one mask, but no. And then they leave and come back in to skip the dying animation. Ooh, dear. Can't believe he just burped, and that wasn't me. So yeah, this boss is one that gives the most amount of geo in the game. How much is it? They didn't even collect all of it, did they? Yeah, they left a bit. So here we go, we're selling our relics to Lem, which will net us quite a lot of money. Now, do they defeat the Watcher Knights now or later? The Watcher Knights are the hardest point in an any percent speedrun. Not sure I could say the same for a true ending. There's a lot more difficult things, I think. But no, they're not. They're gonna go somewhere else. Looks like they're returning back to Dirtmouth to purchase the Lumafly Lantern from Lem. Oh, sorry, from Sly. Now, there's 2 ways to get into Crystal Peaks. There's buying the lantern like our runner is doing, And there's getting Desolate Dive from the Soul Master in the City of Tears. Luckily, Lantern is quicker, and I'm saying luckily, because especially for new runners, Lantern also gives the benefit of lighting up where you go when you go in like Deep Nest and Dark Deep Nest. So it actually makes other parts of the run easier. Now obviously that probably doesn't matter for top level runners because they have the entire map like memorized at this point. Oh, look at this trick. Oh man, I can't not cover that. It's so nice. They do it in any percent too, but so this is obviously an aggressive enemy, right? We get them to see the Knight, right? So he's angry, but they're too far away from the Knight in order to complete a melee attack. So instead they do their ranged attack, which is throwing the pickaxe. So after baiting them, they go really high up in the air, so that when they throw their pickaxe, it's just over this gap, so they can dash backwards, pogo off it, and clear the gap. Saves like maybe 2 seconds, but oh my god, it's so satisfying. I don't know why. And they got a key. Oh, is it bad I don't remember what that key does? Wait a minute, let me search that up one second. Ah, okay, I found it. It's the shopkeeper's key, and giving it to Sly in Dirtmouth unlocks more of his like items and more of his shop. Okay. The elegant key, which is interesting because the elegant key opens the locked door for the Shade Soul spell in Soul Sanctum, which is interesting because they don't even have regular Vengeful Spirit. I completely forgot until this point that Shade Soul can still be picked up even if you don't have Vengeful Spirit. I always thought of it as an upgrade rather than a separate thing, but I guess it's supposed to be. I'm not sure. And that's the elegant key they're putting in. Believe it or not, this guy is considered a boss. He's in the Pantheons and everything.
Oh,
and he's dead.
That was scary. He made it though.
He brought the enemy up with him so that he wouldn't have to, so that it would cancel the animation
He made it though.
of collecting Shade Soul, just to save a little bit of time. Okay, so now they have a better version of Vengeful Spirit with the Shaman Stone, that they are going to absolutely destroy the Watcher Knights. I was wondering why they went for Shaman Stone, so collecting Shade Soul actually makes a lot of sense. So yeah, the Watcher Knights, usually the hardest part in an any percent speedrun. Something tells me it won't be for this, but I'm ready to see them get absolutely destroyed. And one of them's already down. Yeah, and by making sure that you get both of the knights in one Shade Soul hit, like really optimizes it. Instead of only dealing damage to one, you're dealing damage to two. It sounds simple, but it's something that you don't think about in the heat of a moment.
That was literally perfect.
That was really good, yeah.
This might be a comm sub.
Comm sub? What does that mean? I heard that before in one of Z Viper's videos who we reacted to last time. What does comm sub mean? What does comm sub? Community sum of best. It is the total time of the fastest recorded individual splits. So that Watcher Knight split was literally perfect. Recorded in a speedrun. Wow. I mean, yeah, dude, he's 30 seconds ahead by this point. Remember, he only beat his other record by a second beforehand. So if he can beat it by 30 seconds, that'd be a lot. I don't actually remember how much. I don't actually remember the time for this. As I say, I'm blind watching this for the first time, so. Ancient Basin. This is a location that you would never see in an any percent speedrun. The reason is, the only reason you actually ever need to go to Ancient Basin, you know, just playing normally, is so that you can unlock the double jump ability from defeating Lost Kin. But there's only one location in regular any percent that actually requires it. And that can be skipped using a vase. It was in the City of Tears. I went over it in the last video. So either they're doing this because they need the double jump ability at some point in the run, they probably do, or they're doing this because returning to a mainline boss after you've already defeated it allows you to enter like a dream state with them and fight a much harder version of them. And instead of giving 100 essence, it gives 300 essence, greatly speeding up the time to get the 1800 that you need for true ending. Okay, so this is Lost Kin. Oh, sorry. No, this is the original version. This is Broken Vessel. Broken Vessel, that's it. So yeah, this is Broken Vessel. This is the easier version. This is what will give you the double jump ability, which, you know, you probably know if you've played Hollow Knight. And yeah, it's already over. So they leave and come back in to immediately enter the dream fight. I wonder if they're even going to collect double jump then. But yeah, this is a much harder version of the fight. Something you can do with the Shade Soul is if you fire it left as he's going left, or fire it right as he's going right, it hits him once on the way out, And then again, like, you can see the 2 dots from where it's hitting. And then again, like, right at the end of his attack. So you actually get 2 Shade Souls in one. See? Like that. Like, this is insane.
Wow.
And yeah, here we go. This is why we did it. Sorry, 400 essence. I thought it was 300. Jeez Louise, mate. Oh no, okay, they do get double jump. So yet again, they're heading towards the dream version of a main story boss. Oh wait, yeah, they never even defeated the False Knight the first time. So they've got to do the first False Knight. So they've got to do the first False Knight. So they've got to do the first False Knight now. Leave and come back in and then do the failed champion, which is the harder version of the False Knight. So yeah, this is basically just a failed champion, but way more faster, way more brutal. Many people consider this to be the hardest dream boss. I might have to agree, honestly. It's right at the end of Pantheon 5, so yeah. Wow.
Nice.
While falling down, he got the final hits. He just
Honestly, the rocks
sniped
weren't
him
that
from
bad.
across the map.
Disconnected.
Oh, they've just unlocked Dreamgate. That's going to be very important. Dreamgate allows you to set a point down anywhere on the map and then return to it whenever you want. So like you could put one outside the entrance to the Black Egg Temple and then use it whenever you want, and you teleport right outside the Black Egg Temple. So, you know, teleporting across the map is probably going to be pretty useful, you know, during a speedrun. And here is Kingdom's Edge. True Ending just has a lot more difficult boss fights. Like a lot of these bosses you fight in regular any %, but you don't fight their second version. So for example, you fight Hornet 1, but in any %, but you don't fight this Hornet. You know, you fight the False Knight
Jesus f***ing Christ, man.
sometimes, but you don't do Failed Champion. That Hornet kill was insane, by the way. I barely talked about it.
Why would we OC here?
Okay, so we're back in Ancient Basin again. Well, sorry, Kingdom's Edge. I called it Ancient Basin before and I got absolutely fried. Yeah, so now they can pass through those gates because they just unlocked Shade Soul. Okay, that was incredibly easy. Was that it? Are you serious? You fired 2 nail shots. It is like playing a completely different game. Maybe I should give... Wow. Okay, so that's something that you do in any %, where regularly, to pass this acid in regular, you know, gameplay scenario, you'd have to have Isthmus Tear, which gives you resistance to acid, okay? And that allows you to just swim there normally. But in any %, you don't have Isthmus Tear, so what you end up doing is coming down here, planting yourself on this wall right there, and crystal dashing and firing yourself over. It looks a lot more difficult than it actually is, and it's a very cool trick to do. But this guy... because he has double jump, just drops down, dashes right, and double jumps. He just bop. He doesn't even have to stop to crystal dash because they unlock the double dash ability. Or sorry, the double jump ability. So here they're fighting Umu, which is the giant jellyfish boss. Jellyfish boss. Oh my god, boss. Jellyfish boss, which is invincible for quite a lot of the fight. You can see here they're dream nailing because they can't actually hit them, and obviously that's really bad for speedrunners because it'd lose a lot of time. So the goal of a speedrunner is to try and one cycle Umu, where they only kill them. They kill them as soon as they become vulnerable. And obviously it's a lot easier when you have Shade Soul and Vengeful Spirit, and Shaman Stone. Let's see.
Oh, that was a bit weird, but it worked.
One of them went off screen. Is it one cycle? Oh wait, it isn't one cycle. They died off screen? Wait, I didn't even hear it. Everyone be quiet. Guys, stop. Shh. Everyone be quiet.
Okay, that was a bit weird, but it worked.
I can't... I didn't even hear... Until then, I didn't even hear them die. But yeah, there you go. There's the one cycle. What the f*** was that? Wait. What the f*** was that? Sorry, that isn't that funny. I don't know why. That tickled me. Ow. Oh, dude, I stubbed my toe like 2 hours ago and it still hurts. I want to get up and make food, but I don't want to move.
Where would we take that?
Oh my god, yo, I hate these enemies so much, bro. Oh, and now he has to fight Mamu on like 1 HP. Oh, okay, he's healing. Mamu! Oh my goodness. That was like 2 Shade Souls and he's dead. Okay, we're at 1596 energy. So we only actually need about 300 more.
Still a good pace.
I mean, we only actually need like 290 something more. But, you know, there's no boss that gives 98, so... You know, we need 300 more essence, which is annoying. Because using Dreamgate actually takes up an essence, which is annoying. You can attack them before they drop down? Oh, wow. That was like 2 Shade Souls and a couple nail hits as well. Yeah, that was a very fast fight. Woo! It looks like they're taking on Galleon next as their dream boss. Quite a tricky one, if I remember right. He's the one that swings the pickaxe. Although most of these bosses seem to be dying in like 3 f***ing hits anyway, so...
I don't know why I crashed.
Oh, they got a couple... Oh, of course. They got a little bit of shade from there. Or sorry, a little bit of essence from there. So that they can use it for dream gating. Of course, because then they'll be at the nice round number. So Galleon should give them all the essence they need. I'm pretty sure. Galleon should be a 200 essence boss, I'm pretty sure.
Remember, we still have like 17 seconds of time save and being sold.
17 seconds of time save? This guy might beat it by like 45 seconds. Yeah, okay. I don't know why I thought he was going to struggle. Of course not. And is this all the essence we need? Yes, it is. 1804. But before we do that, we need to get the last Dreamer, Hera the Beast, so that we can actually get inside the, you know, the fight with the Hollow Knight once all of this true ending stuff is over. Because to get to Radiance, you do have to fight the Hollow Knight, so... Where are they going? Oh, you can skip the bench capture. Wow, and they're already there. That's weird. It says that they haven't done Lurian or Monomon. The cutscene only had Hera's coming off. The only seal that was broken was the one of Hera. Yeah, there it is. There it is. The Awoken Dream Nail. Ooh, wow, this is a long speedrun. You've got to be locked in for so long. Okay, so White Palace. This is a parkour heavy section. So it'll be interesting to see how speedrunners deal with it. Especially the best true ending runner in the world. Just pogoing on clouds. Yeah, sick, mate. Wow, you can skip the entire first section of White Palace, of this section of White Palace. So instead of having to go up, like here, you just go down and crystal dash way under the whole bit. What?
Whatever,
Oh,
man.
they just fell. Is that the first time they've messed up or run? That's crazy. So it's so true ending speedruns still aren't at their highest potential. You could potentially save like 1 second, I guess, or however much time he just lost. That's crazy though. That's the only proper mistake I've seen the whole run. Ooh, that was smooth. Ah, and using Crystal Dash to stall on the wall. That's a good strategy. That is insane, dude. What? He's playing a Minecraft dropper, bro. Here we go. Is this the final section? Oh, that is smooth, man. Oof. Oh, the movement is so good, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Dude, all these like tiny optimizations are insane. Like the amount of little details, like pogoing on this random object. Like there's so many little intricacies in this run that saves such little time, but added up together is insane. Across this like hour-long run, how do you remember all of it is what I'm trying to think. Nice, he got the King Soul. Watch. The movement in this is so good, oh my god. Oh my goodness, bro. This is hard to commentate on.
Nice.
Yeah, that is the best part of the true ending speedrun, the void climb. Do I sound like the
DM me and I'll send it after stream.
sus?
I don't know.
Yeah, that last split was a gold, which means it's better than the world record. I think that's what that means. I think a gold split means it's your best time that you've gotten for that section. And obviously this guy is the world record holder. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final fight.
Pretty good pace.
First, it's the Hollow Knight on 5 masks, and then Radiant on 5 masks. Doesn't sound too tricky, but after, you know, world record's on the line here, you've just done an hour-long speedrun, you're probably tired. He's probably been doing this all day. You know, the nerves are gonna get to you. Nice, the double hit with the Shade Soul.
Alright.
Yeah, this is insanely clean. And we're already onto the Radiance, okay. Now this is the big bit. This is the deciding factor on whether you get the world record or not. You know, at this kind of pace. What am I gonna fight this on?
Here goes nothing.
That's a lot of early damage. Pretty sure that each of those Shade Souls was a double hit. Here it is. Yeah, okay, already on the second phase. This is a very, very quick phase. You'll probably see like... Wow! They pogoed off the falling nails just to get high enough to Vengeful Spirit them twice. Or sorry, double hit them with the Shade Soul. Oh my goodness! Yeah, Shade Soul is heavy carrying the damage, which is why it's so important. Wow. Phase 3 done. Now we're on to the... This is the final bit. This is literally the end. This isn't Absrad. This is the end of the fight. Oh my god. Whew.
Okay.
GG, man. He broke it by 30 seconds? 30. I know I keep saying it, but bear in mind he broke his last record by 1 second before. This one is 30. Yeah, this guy is insane. Shout out to him. Everybody should definitely go check him out. Sub-hour at some point? Is it possible? I don't know. Yeah, please subscribe and like the video. This took quite a long while to edit, I can already tell. And please check out Stratus's YouTube and his Twitch. He's incredibly talented and, you know, he's probably pushing for sub-hour if it's possible. Thank you for watching and goodbye.